Marina.
Hi.
Hi.
You know, I normally don't open the doors to the strangers, but you look friendly.
When Marina Abramovic began making performance art in the former Yugoslavia in the 1970s, the audiences were tiny. But this autumn, she was going to be the first female artist ever to be given a solo exhibition at the Royal Academy of Arts in London, which has now had to be delayed. Today, thousands go to see her perform pieces which can last for days, weeks, even months at a time, and are often shockingly provocative. By exposing her own vulnerability and pushing herself to her physical and psychological limits, she has become an international artistic superstar.
I have been creating performance art for over 50 years. When I realized that I could create art by using just my own body, everything became clear. I experienced absolute freedom. I felt that I was without boundaries, limitless, that pain didn't matter, and it intoxicated me. That was the moment I knew that I found my own medium. No painting, no object that I could make could ever give me that feeling. And it was a feeling I would have to seek out again and again and again. So, very strange, very non-American house. Everything is triangle, literally. It's actually, when you look around more, it's a 6-point star. Literally 6-point star. And in every corner I have a crystal, so kind of keep energy.
You've got this obsession with crystals, haven't you?
Yeah, they're everywhere. I get them from Brazil, from the mines. Crystals are simplified computers of the planet, so they kind of, keep energy.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, I am naked feet, but this is my favorite shoes.
Can I, these shoes? Do you know that's not acceptable on BBC television, those words?
Really? But you
well,
know...
negativity is acceptable.
But the fuck is not?
No, we'll have to cut that out.
But you know how wonderful is these shoes? You immediately put you in a good mood in the morning. Fuck negativity. You are done. So the kitchen is, for me, so important. Everything's happening here. And by the way, the music I love to listen is this one. I like Argentinian tangos. This is what I like to make my breakfast. Because tango is such a great music. Even when you get very old, it looks sexy. It looks always good.
Your life and your art, how far do they come together?
It's inseparable, because it's all together one thing, because you can't divide it really. Because, I'm the work. I can't send the painting, I have to send myself. It's kind of complicated.
So this is where what you keep
I keep everything here, really. This is the best thing I can do.
What, this little place?
That's a little place. It's about 10,000 square feet, 5 each.
Oh my God.
This is a library. This is where I do my plans, studying the video works on the television, on the screens, and then this is all of it, from real beginning, when we have open reels who don't exist anymore. Then we have the videos. Performance art is ephemeral. It exists in a particular time and place. Sculptors have sculptures and painters make paintings. But when your life is also your work, you need to preserve as much of it as you possibly can. So we have everything, assorted archives sent to Marina from others. Everything's classified, I like classification.
Have you ever thrown anything away?
I come from communism. We keep everything because it's evidence. Come to see. We're not finished in the space. Come.
Okay.
We are still working through the space.
Every door you enter is something more astonishing. The Ugly Duckling by Hans Christian Andersen and Marina Abramovic.
So serious. Give to me to explain. So let's see, with my real Slavic accent, I do my best. I know the British would be completely terrified. As a young child and growing adolescent, I too was the ugly duckling. Since I was very young, I always felt like a misfit. And one point in my diary, I wrote that I felt ugly, fat, and unwanted. My mother cut my hair way above the ear and fixed it with a pin and put me in the heavy wool dresses. And I had a baby face with impossible big nose. In my mind, I was the ugliest kid in my school. When I found the medium of performance, everything changed. I found beauty and truth in this form. The moment I stepped in the front of the public, in my first performance, I experienced my transformation immediately. When I perform, I feel beautiful, radiant, and powerful. Everything is possible, and the world around me become luminous.
Umetnik mora biti lep. Umetnost mora biti lepa.
What's in that thing?
So this thing is my favorite piece of art from my friend artist Rebecca Horn. She make called love thermometer for measuring the...
A love thermometer?
Yes, the measuring the love. So it's very beautifully put here. So what you have to do, very gently, wait, you have to go down. Very gently you have to hold with both hands the bottom and see how much love you can project. But concentrate and don't explode this thing, because if you have too much love, so...
How am I doing?
You're doing pretty well. You're a love volcano. You can
love volcano.
Yeah. In the morning, sometimes I hold the thermometer to see how I'm doing per day, how much love I can generate to the human beings, to the plants, to the rocks, to the river, to the stars and the world.
You talk about love, and of course it's so weird because you didn't have that much love when you were growing up, did you?
No. This, you can't sit in a comfortable chair and talk about love from my childhood. We have to be uncomfortable.
I have to be uncomfortable?
Yes, come. It's not easy to stand up
It isn't easy.
from here. This is why I'm standing up.
Okay, do you want to sit down on the
No,
chair?
this I can't stand up.
Where are we going to sit to talk about your childhood?
On the white table.
Okay.
Little white table. I grew up in atmosphere of hatred and unhappiness. My parents' marriage was like a war. My handsome father was constantly unfaithful, and my mother hated him for it. I never saw them hug or express any affection for each other.
We're going to go to Belgrade.
You know, to me, going to Belgrade is love and hate situation, is a mix of everything. Because, you know, I left Belgrade when Tito was alive. It was one country. Now we are 6 countries. Everything's changed. All my friends, you know, left mostly the country. But at the same time, the Prime Minister, she invited me to make the show after 47 years. We are living in a dark place, post-war Yugoslavia, the mid-1940s to the mid-70s. A communist dictatorship, Marshal Tito in charge. My parents were war heroes and fought against the Nazi with the Yugoslav partisans. Maybe it was just an old habit from partisan days, but they both slept with the loaded pistols on their bedside tables. After the war, they became part of the privileged communist elite that ruled Yugoslavia. And as heroes of the revolution, both my parents were given important, well-paid government positions.
So your mother is the director of the museum
Of Art and Revolution.
of the Art Revolution.
Which was a very important position because everybody will come to the country, Bulgarian minister or Romanian or whatever. They will first go to see the museum and then will go to parliament. So there was a kind of, you know, general official visit.
What was your father's status?
He was a general at the time, and then he was working in the cabinet of Tito after the war in the peacetime. It was a very difficult situation for me because of that privilege. Everybody thinks that I have a great childhood. I had a horrible childhood. I was so abandoned from the parents, staying mostly with my grandmother, and didn't feel any kind of love. They was busy building the country, you know, not busy bringing the children up. I was punished frequently for the slightest infractions. My mother did the punishing. She hit me till I was black and blue, and I was always afraid of her.
When I look at the house that you were brought up in, it seems vast.
Yeah, but you know, that was very important at that time to understand that the partisans and the communists who actually brought the revolution and fight against the Second World War, Hitler, became privileged because they inherited beautiful buildings, they have the big apartments, they had all the privileges that other people didn't have who was not communist. Cleanliness and symmetry were my mother's obsession, along with art. I knew from the age of 6 or 7 I wanted to be an artist. My mother punished me for many things, but she encouraged me in this one way. Art was holy to her, so in our big apartment, I not only had my own bedroom, but my own painting studio.
Raši Teodosijeviću, Neši Paripoviću, Marini Abramović, Dragici Vukadinović.
Belgrade in the 1960s was one of the times in my life when I was truly happy. I was part of a radical group who talked with all the passion and intensity of youth about finding ways of putting life itself into our art.
And how does it feel to be back here?
Oh, emotional, disturbing, melancholic, beautiful, all together.
So this is it?
Yeah, that's the culture center.
Is this your second home?
Completely. 1968 was a time of unrest around the world. In Belgrade that year, there was a swelling disillusionment with the Communist Party. We suddenly felt that the whole thing had been for show. I helped to occupy the university buildings, and I was prepared to die for the cause.
You had to fight for this. You had the students had to claim this space.
Absolutely. We demanded 13 points from Marshal Tito, and finally when they came with his speech, he agreed to 3 to 4 points, not more. And one of these points was really essential to give us culture center. So we inherited this enormous, beautiful building with all these columns and great spaces to do our work. It was like my home. I would wake up in the morning and would come here for the rest of the day. And then I go home to sleep and come back here. Because this is the beginning of our conceptual and performance work, actually, of Serbian avant-garde.
Tell me about this place. What happened here then?
Oh my God. I remember sitting under the tree waiting till this star burned around. And this was the space, you know, it was like maybe from here to there.
So it's the star again.
Yeah, the 5-point star I have on my birthday certification. I have in every, school book. We have in every national monuments. And there's something really follow me from the childhood. And I really wanted to make exorcism in my own ritual way.
Was it meant to be a satire? Was it meant to be your revenge or what?
A 5-point star in communist Tito time was untouchable. What will happen if you burn American flag or British flag? It's the same thing. You can't touch this kind of symbol. So I built the star from the sawdust. Then I would go inside. I would stand, in this position, like the Leonardo da Vinci image, and then lie down.
And over here, so is this where people were watching?
The people was watching here. There was people here. There was here. It was everywhere. When I was lying inside the star, I didn't realize that actually oxygen was taken away, and I lost consciousness. And then the little pieces of flames was falling on my leg, and I didn't move. And the doctor in the audience see that something was wrong and took me out. So that was the point that I got so angry, because I absolutely didn't want that losing consciousness is the end of my work. I want to continue.